Ooh, it's a spooky. Me talking about my fantasy football team and how it did over Halloween. So yeah, anyway, last week, as you can see here, there was sixes all around. Newcastle looked like a great team, especially in defense. Looking at Pope and Shara, they both had solid games. Nothing really to scream home about, but they both did look good. Cancelo as well, great player, but Man City didn't look at their best last week. Unfortunately for him, he didn't get an assist or too much of an attacking threat. Leicester looked like they could have had a chance quite late on. And in all honesty, it looked like they sort of hung on to the game at the end, but they still managed to come away with the result. Next up is Mark Way. At centre back for Crystal Palace, he's not really going to get a lot of chances. Recently, he's only been getting one or zeros, so a six is really nice. Against Southampton, he looked formidable, consistent, strong, and he looks like a good shout for Gareth Southgate's England squad this summer. Or winter. Yeah, World Cups are in winter now. What's up with that? Next up, we're going to talk about midfield. I swapped late to a five-man midfield, and no surprise to everybody, Miguel Almiron is still picking up points. He looks so good, and I'd say he's just devastated the World Cup is coming around. Mainly because Paraguay are not going to do anything in it, and because of the fact he's in the form of his life. He's got 7 goals this season, which is just mental to think considering what he has been performing like in the previous years that he's been in the Premier League. Andreas and Anthony Gordon both played in a dead rubber. They pretty much cancelled each other out in shiteness, and they both got 3 points each. I can't say it's a game that I watched, so maybe they were good, maybe they weren't. Guess we'll never know. Martinelli then as well. I had my doubts about him because of the fact Arsenal have been good, but not scoring so many. They scored 5 though against Forest, but Martinelli's goal was overshadowed by Reece Nelson coming back out of the wilderness and performing with stuff that he probably didn't even think that he was capable of. He came back into the side, scored, and looked impressive. But it was at the detriment of Saka looking like he could have been out of the World Cup. Saka, though, fortunately was able to play in the Europa League, and because of that, there's no doubts about him being able to play. Reece Nelson's short lived time in the Arsenal first team may be over sooner than it began. Mohamed Salah then as well played against Leeds, and I think most people would be shocked to learn that they lost 2-1 at home. Going by their form this season, it's not all that surprising, but Liverpool look out of sorts. Salah's playing as a centre forward when he's better as a right winger, and then Firmino's playing as an attacking midfielder. There's no width in the side, and they're playing with 2 up top, with Darwin Núñez playing alongside Salah. It's a confusing system that the players don't really know how to play, and it looks like it's not getting any better anytime soon. 2-1 loss to Leeds at home sort of caps off their inconsistent form as of late. Next up, we're going to be talking about the forwards, and I did have to make a late change because of a couple of players being leaked as out. I brought in then Darwin Núñez, as you can see here, against Leeds. He didn't do much, unfortunately, but I think there is better fixtures to come. Apart from that, he fluffed some chances, and he doesn't really look like the superstar signing that they were making out for him to be. He still looks a bit raw, and I think there will be time for him to transition into the Premier League, something that his competitor Erling Haaland hasn't had to do. But there is a player there. It's just when will he come out? Harry Kane as well didn't score and got a yellow card in a game against Bournemouth, which was really frustrating considering they scored 3 goals. It is what it is sometimes. Sometimes these things happen for you, sometimes they don't. I did manage to lose more points because I took a -4 and brought in Darwin and Gordon. But I do think these could potentially work out for me over the next 2 game weeks. Next up, I'm going to be talking about the bench. Scooch over this way. Ward was on the bench, so I did choose the right goalkeeper to go with between him and Pope. Erling Haaland was not fit enough to start the game, and it does look like he will be fit enough this game week. And then Nico Williams and Emerson, they're just there to make up the numbers. But overall, I think the team does look all right. We did have a red arrow. The overall rank, what? The overall rank went down, unfortunately, but we're still inside the top 100k with a total of 847 points and 67 points this game week. This week, though, is probably one of the easiest decisions I've had to make in quite some time. Even Down to selecting the team itself. Like, look at that bench. Emerson, if he was playing, would play, but he's never gonna play. Andreas against Man City away from home. He's obviously gonna be second choice. Nico Williams at home to Brentford as well. Could be an option, but I just don't trust them defensively. I think there could be a decision made between there of Guehi and him, but that's not gonna be it. Looking at the defense, then obviously Pope Shar against Southampton should be a good game. Southampton don't look great offensively. Guehi again away from home against West Ham. West Ham are probably going to score, but there's a chance that they keep a clean sheet. They have looked solid defensively. Then I've got the three Man City players. This is where my main decisions have to be made: who to captain, who to vice, and if Haaland's going to play or not. So my decision now is that I'm captaining Haaland, but if there's a leak saying that he's not going to start, I'll probably captain Kevin De Bruyne. Actually, you know what? I'll probably just right now I have my captaincy on De Bruyne because minutes. I think De Bruyne is probably yeah. As you can tell, I'm very sure of what I'm doing here. Anyway, it's between those two. My decision hasn't been locked in completely yet. I do think there'll be a leak in the morning, so just keep an eye on that. I will be giving updates on my Twitter account saying what's going to happen with my team. So that's the main issue here. Obviously, you can tell that I had to afford De Bruyne by selling someone, so Salah's been moved on. A fixture away from home to Spurs on paper isn't that bad because Spurs do look like they're conceding quite a bit, but there's better options out there. This week, Kevin De Bruyne is one of the best captaincy options. If Haaland's in or out, doesn't matter. He's going to be up there. He's going to be my vice or my captain. Then Gordon as well at Leicester could get chances to score a goal, but he's getting more yellow cards this season than goals. Almiron again, great form. I don't shut up about the guy. He's magnificent. He's got 7 goals already this season. Against Southampton, they don't look like they keep a lot of clean sheets. It's one side against another, and Newcastle look like the much better side. Darwin Núñez, I'm just looking at and I'm thinking, you know what? He gives me offensive coverage for Liverpool. I do think Liverpool still have goals in them. I don't think they're that great offensively, and I don't think the money is probably worth it for him or for Trent or for any of their players. Maybe somebody like Carvalho could be worth a punt. But looking at Darwin and looking at Kane, it's not a fixture on paper that you think either side are going to keep a clean sheet in. So both of them could get goals, could get points. I think both of them will play. Looking then at Haaland, it depends on if he's fit or not. I think even if he gets 30 minutes, it's probably better than starting Nico Williams or Andreas. So there's not an awful lot of decisions to be made this week. The only one was one transfer, selling Salah for Kevin De Bruyne. That's the team. If sometimes you don't really have to overthink FPL, this is one of them. It's a quick video for me this week. I'll be online in the morning on Twitter at OddsOnFPL, as you can see up there. So follow, and I'll keep you updated with my team selections and my decisions. If you've enjoyed the video, make sure to click like, leave a comment with any help with your team. More than willing to help. Also subscribe, really helps the channel. Any feedback or whatever, appreciate it too. So yeah, anyway, I've been Paddy. I'll chat to you later. See ya.